Hey Explorers, I'm Mark Williamson. This is my channel, Age of Exploring. Happy New Year. This is the first week of the year, and I thought I'd do something different rather than continue my Route 66 series. I thought I'd take an opportunity to introduce myself, explain what I intend to do with this channel, and let you know kind of what's going on. So I'm going to go for a ride down Santiago Canyon near Irvine. And take you along with me. So let's go for a ride. In the meantime, I will tell you about myself and what my plans are for the channel. I am in my 6th decade of living, and I recently stepped away from a career of aggregating, collating, and disseminating biological information to the post-pubescent mind. I taught high school freshman biology, and I love teaching. I love teaching. I love the friends who I taught with. I love the kids when you saw the light bulb go on and they got it. But I hate education because it's just that's a lot of male bovine fecal material that's hitting the fan on a daily basis, but I'm not going to get into that. In 2013, I drove across the United States in an FJ Cruiser, camped on a rooftop tent most of the way, and I did it without touching an interstate. So the road that I'm on here is actually bigger than most of the roads that I was on that trip. Matter of fact, about 10 to 15% of it was dirt roads. And I just basically put an iPad on the dashboard, and if the road went east, I stopped and saw it. That was 2013. In 2015, I walked across the country of Spain. You can look it up, Camino de Santiago. Or if you want to be inspired, watch Martin Sheen in the movie The Way. But I walked the whole way with a backpack. You don't camp. It's not camping. You're staying in hostels or albergues. But it was a great experience. And in 2016, I went to Cuba with family and friends, and that was exciting because that was a crossing of the streams I was not expecting. And then in 2018, I rode my bicycle, or I tried to ride my bicycle across the country. That didn't go so good. I got to the Ozarks in Missouri, and it was just stupid hot and stupid humid and stupid steep, and it didn't go well. Honestly, I passed out of heat exhaustion on a Sunday. Fortunately, didn't know what day it was when I passed out, but passed out in front of a church and woke up with 20 to 30 people standing around me asking if I wanted an ambulance, and I didn't. I was okay, and they put my bike and all my gear into a pickup truck and drove me to the local motel, which is good, that's fine. But the problem was I was like 300 miles away from any public transportation that would take me or my bike to where I was going. So I had to hitchhike across those 300 miles, which was probably the best part of the trip, was meeting the people and hearing their stories. I really, really enjoyed that. That was 2018, and I figured out that the bike thing, I love traveling a little differently. So the bike was great, except it's not me. So I thought about it, and I thought, well, maybe if I put a motor on the bike. Here we go, Santiago Canyon. Here's the entry. If I put a motor on the bike, maybe that would work better. Beginning of 2019, I bought a 2018 Honda Africa Twin Adventure Sport with DCT, which is what I'm on now. I had planned on traveling Route 66 in that summer, but getting the bike set up and everything was a little more expensive than I wanted to try fitting the trip in on my budget also, so I didn't go in 2019. And then, so I was planning going 2020. And then March 13th, 2020, the Friday before spring break, I was in my classroom. They came across with an announcement saying that school was going to be shut down after the break, and COVID. So my trip for 2020 was canceled because of COVID. And at that point, we had no idea what the heck that was going on. I was washing my hands. Any deliveries got sprayed with disinfectant. Nobody knew. So then we finally I retired in May of 2021, and that's when I went across the country on Mattis here, my motorcycle, and Route 66. Started in San Bernardino and went Route 66, the old original alignment, the 1926 alignment, and did the research and stopped at all the interesting points of interest. I had a great time. I was gone for almost 2 months. Later last summer, 2021, in the end of July, beginning of August, I left again for a trip up to Montana to go to see Amanda Zito in Rocky Mountain Roll. And that was a great trip. On that trip, I did a lot of highway because I was trying to get there, and I was definitely trying to get back on time because I had an appointment I had to keep. So that was last summer, and you've seen the Rocky Mountain Roll video. It's on my channel, and you've seen the Route 66 stuff I'm posting. So what's my intent with the channel? Well, I love teaching. I loved taking information and putting it in a format in a way that people could understand and they would benefit from it. I loved it when the kids got it about biology. I like it when I explain things to other people. So that's what I'm probably going to be doing mostly on this, is traveling, mostly on motorcycle right now, but I can see that changing in the future to a van type thing, a situation, or camping in my car, or however, the idea is to get out and as Amanda Zito says, as on her channel as the Magpie flies, just get out and do the thing. Get out and do it. And that's what I'm trying to do. So I will be traveling and stopping and looking at the sites, the points of interest, mostly a lot of the stuff that maybe you wouldn't think about stopping at, roadside attractions. What you will not be seeing is unboxing videos, because I don't want to do that. You will not be seeing bike reviews, because the bike is, in my mind, is a tool. I bought the Africa Twin because it fit my needs and did what I needed it to do for my travels. But a bike is a tool. Don't get me wrong. I think there's some amazing bikes out there. Some of them I'd even like to try riding. I think the 1250 GSA from BMW looks kind of fun. The Pan America from Harley Davidson is an interesting looking bike. And there's others out there. But a bike to me is a bike. Everyone gets real excited about different kinds of bikes, and I understand that. I ride this one. So I'm not going to do a lot of bike reviews. I'm not going to do a lot of gear reviews. There are channels out there for that. I will, if you want and you ask questions, or if you let me know, I will review the gear I use, and I will explain to you why I use it. When I bought it, it had a purpose, and if it fits that purpose, I continue to use it. If it doesn't fit that purpose, well then, I'll find something that does. But I'm not going to review gear, because this getting out and traveling on a motorcycle, or in a car, or in a van, anything like that, like Two Wheels Big Life, they just picked up a flatbed truck and a trailer, and they were living off their motorcycles for almost 2 years. I think it actually was 2 years. Now they've changed up. The idea is to get out and do this, to get out and on the road and travel, and just see the country and the world, possibly. That's my long-term goal. There are people that are touring the world on a Honda 50cc Monkey. There are people that have done it on Trail 90s. RevZilla has their 45-minute video on touring Alaska on a Trail 125 and an old Trail 90. There are people that travel around the world on Gold Wings. There are people that are traveling them on Australia postie bikes. You could do this on any kind of bike you want. So reviewing it, pick the bike that works for you. As I've heard so many people say, ride what you own. That's what will get you. If you bought it, it's because you like it. If you like it, take it on your travels. As for the gear, I use soft luggage, Moscow Moto luggage. It fit my needs. I like the looks. I like the durability. I had hard side Torachek aluminum pans years. It fell down and dented, and it did work for me. So I went to soft luggage. It works great for me. Is it the only way? No, it's not. The tent sleeping system I use, I bought because they fit my needs. There's people that are doing it on much less technical gear than me. There are people that are just tying a sleeping bag to the back of their bike and sleeping out under the stars or whatever. There are people that are credit card touring, where they get a hotel or motel every night and eat in restaurants. There's no one way to do this. And that's the thing that I think is important, is that you do it your way. The important part is getting out. And that's the idea that I'm trying to convey in this channel. Get out and do the thing. Get out of your comfort zone, and explore the world. It makes you a better person. So what are my plans for this year, 2022? Which, when you think about it, is just 2022. So it's like 2020 over again. The second version, 2022. Anyways, what are my plans? Well, at the end of January, beginning of February, I would like to take a week, maybe a week and a half, to go to Joshua Tree and Death Valley National Parks. Sometime in there, in late February, March, I think I'm going to take a trip up to the Pacific Northwest, west of Seattle, and look for property, because I'm considering moving up in that area. That won't be a motorcycle trip. That'll be a car trip, but I probably will video and record some of it. And look at that river over there. That's nice. And I'm looking forward to seeing looking at the property up there. And then my big trip for this year is going to probably happen in early May, mid-May. And I'm going to tour the Lincoln Highway, the original road that was designed to go from New York to San Francisco, built in even earlier than Route 66. I want to say it's like 1904 or something like that. But I'm doing the research on that, on the route and the points of interest through that. And I'm going to start in New York, which means that I kind of have to ride my bike back to New York. And I'm probably going to take a more southerly route, because it will be late spring. And I want to avoid any of the nasty weather that they get in the spring back there. So, yeah, I plan on going to the Lincoln Highway in May, June, and then I will be attending Rocky Mountain Roll again in August. And then I probably have one more trip, but I don't know what it will be, in fall. And that's my 2022 plans right now. Now, things can change. Trust me, I learned that in October when I broke my hip. I had a planned trip to Joshua Tree then. That didn't go well, because when you break your hip, you can't really move much. And that's my ride through Sanio Canyon, and about me and what's in store for the channel. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, crush that like button, subscribe, ring the bell. In the comments below, tell me what you want to see on the channel. What would you like to see more of? I'm interested in knowing, seriously. And as always, be great, do good, go out and explore.